But one thing that really bothers me, and especially perhaps because it's sponsored by the British Council, is the role of colonialism in Malaysian culture and also the function of the English language. And I was struck by how the people that you interviewed, it's as though English is a so-called natural language, but really if we think to the history and to what the project is trying to do, I was kind of struck by the absence of that part of the project. If you can say anything about, you know, did that come up during your trip? Kind of the residues. One word that came up there was capital, and that connected the whole notion of the deforestation, but I was thinking about colonialism and the function of the English language.
I think it's it's relevant. I mean, when we went there, we were very aware of that kind of history, and we read and we were introduced to some really interesting. So the people that are speaking, I should actually say, are a collection of different political kind of activists. So there's a woman called Karen Nisa, who's at the time was working as part of this Malaysian Youth Climate Justice Network. And a lady called Bernice Chowdhury, who's a writer, a poet, and an actress and a filmmaker, a whole collection of different people that we kind of were introduced. The person from the British Council actually in Malaysia was very, very open about us making a piece of work that did have some sort of politics to it, but also you have to be aware that Malaysia isn't a free country. There's a lot of, it has a very conservative and kind of, a lot of censorship, which is mentioned at the end. So the show had to be transcribed and passed through the government also. So, but yeah, I take your point. I mean, I think, it would have been lovely to have had more interviews in different languages, because there's so many different languages in Malaysia. You've got several different dialects of Chinese, you've got Tamil, you've got Malay, you've got all these different languages. Unfortunately, we didn't have the resources or the translators, and we made this piece of work in probably about 6 weeks when we originally went there. So, in several different steps, though, we filmed it in 6 weeks, but we didn't have. We didn't have a massive budget to do this. So, yeah, I agree. It would be really nice to have had more, voices and languages. The British Council support British artists abroad, and they don't really commission work. We were very lucky to get this project off the ground. I think from their perspective, it was very much about what they call capacity building, so working with local artists and sharing our knowledge and our skills. I'm proud that we have a British Council at all. I mean, it probably won't last for that long, the way England's going at the moment, with Brexit and all this crazy kind of, nationalism that's rising. So, it's really great they do these sorts of projects, and I hope they continue to do that.